Yeah, I'll always say John Wick. John
Okay,
Wick.
yeah.
Actually, that's a good question. Who would win in a battle, John Wick or Jason Bourne?
Oh,
I know,
I would
right?
say John Wick, but I only because I've seen more of those movies and I like John Wick better. But also, we are live. I'm just getting set up, but just so everybody knows, I'm just getting it pulled
I'm
up.
just saying.
Actually, that's a good. Oh,
I'm just
oh,
saying John Wick would definitely win because even though wife was killed, someone hurt the dog, and that puts more adrenaline into you. That's just me.
in John Wick's. Oh, that's right. Somebody
Yeah,
did the
that
dog, right?
pissed me off.
Yeah, it's always sad when the dog dies or is injured. It's unnecessary.
Hmm.
But hello, we are live on YouTube, back for book club, and we have a special guest today, Friar Paisel, who is usually in the chat, but today he is with us, kind of on video, but gonna bring like your wealth of information to this chapter, continuing the chapter of, well, not continuing, but continuing book club from the Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Um, on the
Hello.
chapter Stones, Gems, Stones, Metals, and Gems.
Yes.
So, yes.
You're doing the thing, Friar.
Yes.
Yes. His serious, no, not serious, but his Severus Snape
Severus.
uh, impression, which is quite good. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman.
Oh, loved Alan Rickman.
I know,
He
me
made a great
too.
Christmas film.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, Die Hard.
Yeah, Die Hard.
Oh, oh, yeah. Wow, I forgot
Yeah,
about
Die
that.
Hard's a Christmas
Die
film.
Hard.
Did you ever see the Christmas ornament of wait, what's his name? Who's Bruce Willis play? What's his name?
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
Right? What's his name? Oh,
Uh, mm,
Talking about
right.
Die Hard
It's
still?
basically it's
sorry.
him and it's a cube with him with this a picture of him inverted in a vent
Oh,
crawling
perfect.
down. It is a yeah,
Yippee ki
yippee ki That's right. I say number four. He has the brassiest balls ever. If you saw the fourth one, the fire sale.
No,
You didn't see the fourth one?
no. I saw the first. I'm really kind of a movie normie. I'm not like super obsessed generally. Although I have been watching the Ip Man films, and those are really good. I love me
Oh,
some Ip Man.
with the bald guy with the goes that guy.
Okay, guys,
No,
these are great movies, but I'm
sorry.
going to pause this right here.
All
So,
right,
Let's do Stones, Metals, and Gems.
yeah, let's do Stones, Metals, and Gems.
yeah, let's do Family
We
Jewels.
can we
Let's do
can
it.
we can continue this discussion later. So, or not, but okay, Stones, Metals, and Gems. It's been a little while since the last book club, so we are back today for this chapter, and I think what I'll do is, since there's like three of us, I know advanced chance that you're mostly going to be here for visual sake and stuff, but we can kind of like, I don't know, I'll start and then kind of go in order of like me, Friar, advanced chance,
Sure.
if anyone wants, like, so we can just kind of rotate thoughts and notes and everything. I appreciate the amount of homework that you guys do for this. It means a lot to me. So, Fire took some great notes. I took some decent notes.
I,
And Dan Chance has all this prepared. So, yeah.
I
So,
have, yeah, I
go
have
for
the. Sorry, I didn't talk over you, but I have somewhat notes. It's just that I won't be able to talk as much because of my voice situation. So
yes.
I'm gonna
Sure.
rely on you two to do most of the thing talking. I'll interject when I can.
Cool.
Otherwise, I'll be doing the scrolly scrolls.
Cool. Well, I appreciate the scrolly scrolls. So,
Hmm.
okay. All right. So for those who want to follow along, we are in, apparently there's a couple different versions of this book, but in the version I have, we are on page 252.
Also,
Chapter
too, shout out to Quantum Jacks who just joined the chat.
Oh my god! Oh my god! She's like my best
OMG.
friend. Oh my god, I'm so happy she's like, ah! Oh my god.
What is going on?
That's the thing I'm not doing is I'm not actually looking at a chat. I should do that.
Yeah, I got the chat pulled up. Oh,
I don't have my second computer on my
my
big screen,
heart.
so I got my cell phone.
Oh my god.
I'll have to do it on the celly.
This I'm so happy right now. Okay, cool. Um It's so exciting. My friend is here. Not that no
Yay.
other people aren't my friends, but this is my we've known each other since
Oh,
conception. So you remembered. Yay. Okay, well, let's get started. The gang's all here. So, and for anyone else who joins, we'll try to keep it between an hour and a half. Like maybe like we'll try to keep it at an hour and a half. If it goes over, that's fine, but
it's fine.
okay, Friar, I sensed a little bit of
No. I'm not skeptical. I'm down with it. We started a little early, which is great for me because I'm an old man.
Okay, yeah.
Basically, I'm Dumbledore at this point. So
Well,
yeah,
Dumbledore has a lot of power.
old man.
Yeah. Okay, so stones, gems, and metals, or stones, metals, and gems. I'll just kind of write or read the first thing that I underlined, or I'll read the first sentence because I usually start. Oh, what's up, David Blaine? Thanks for being here. It has been a long time, but we are back. So,
Yes.
all right. And Friar has joined the video, so we are here with Friar too.
Yes.
So somewhat, he's joined the audio video. All right. Each of the four primary elements, as taught by the early philosophers, has its analog in the quaternary terrestrial constitution of man. The rocks and the earth correspond to the bones and flesh, the water to the various fluids, the air to the gases, and the fire to the bodily heat. Yeah, I'll just kind of do paragraph by paragraph, I think, rather than just like sentence at a time. And then the next thing I underlined in that paragraph was at the bottom, to the initiate, the skeleton of death, holding in bony fingers the reaper's scythe, denotes Saturn, Kronos, the father of the gods, carrying the sickle with which he mutilated Ouranos, his own sire.
Yes.
And I like boxed in sire because I wasn't sure. What's up, Roberto Lee? But I boxed in sire because I was like, what dynamic is that he's referring to? Is that like
Uranus was his father.
Okay.
So yeah, that's like the notes that I took were to answer a lot of these questions because, you know, as we know, Manly P. Hall likes his fancy words, and I thought I will try to get ahead of that and, you know, define some of these more obscure terms so that we can have a sane conversation about it, you know, because it's 1928 language or earlier because of course he, you know, learned all this stuff before the publishing of the book. So yes. And the mutilation was castration. So yeah, because you know, the ancient world was just flat out savage.
Wow, so he castrated his own father.
Yes, with an adamantium sickle.
Wow, that's
so he's
hardcore.
Basically Wolverine at this point.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Okay, that doesn't happen too much anymore.
No.
All right. Well, Advanced Fans, do you want to say anything about the first paragraph?
Okay, wait, hold on.
Okay.
I'm just like I'm just hurting right now after hearing that. I'm hurting. I'm good.
Okay.
That's it.
You have to transcend. You have to transcend.
Yeah, it's like being invisibly ball tapped. It's like everyone in the room hurts.
Talking about stuff. By the way, just as a general theme, and this happens throughout the book, and he starts out with this in the first paragraph. Each, you know, talking about the elements as corresponding to parts of the self. This is the common theme, okay, throughout all this. So,
Castration.
not castration, but talking about various pieces and parts as parts of oneself. Okay. Yes. Or maybe losing a couple of parts of oneself in a, you know, in a Titan accident. But
I picked up on that when we were talking about. Wait, was that in the foods? Well, we didn't talk about the food. I think we were talking about. Wait, we did talk about foods. No, we were talking about insects, weren't we? Flowers.
Yeah, well, for sure. And the zodiacs and all the things.
No, it was the flowers, plants, fruit, and trees. They were talking about how certain foods represent certain body parts and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when it started like clicking. I was like, okay. That's then there's chi. Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been yeah, like you said, just that maintained symbolism in every chapter. So, um, wow. Well, that's starting off pretty exciting. So
Yes, very.
let's go to the second paragraph.
You thought
So
rocks were going to be boring.
I know, right? Oh, rocks. I love rocks. I got rocks everywhere. I can't see them right now, but
They're
I
awesome.
do love some rocks.
They're dirty.
They are dirty. We'll get there. All right, only on paragraph 2. So,
All right.
okay, in the language of the mysteries, excuse me, the spirits of men are the powdered bones of Saturn. Saturn was talked about a lot in this, which we will continue to see. I'll just kind of read over what I underlined next in that. Next sentence, the myth of Saturn has its historical basis in the fragmentary records preserved by the early Greeks and Phoenicians concerning a king by that name who ruled over the ancient continent of Hyperborea.
Right.
Yes, I hadn't heard of that ancient continent.
Hyperborea. So it's worth noting Manly P. Hall is super into like alt history, if you will.
Hmm.
And it sometimes to the detriment of the work.
Hmm.
Because it plays I really wish I'd been here for the ceremonial magic chapter, but
Hmm.
that his sort of alt history view of things really kind of wrecked his view of ceremonial magic. So just be aware that Manly P. Hall kind of has a strange interest in alt history that so things like Polaris, Hyperborea, and Atlantis, like he's all about it. He was all about Madame Blavatsky, and she was way into alt history too. So
Hmm.
I tend to ignore that. That's the way I read Manly P. Hall. I'm like, oh yeah, that's your weird little side thing that isn't that helpful, but thanks.
Yeah. I find it interesting, but again, like it doesn't really help my day-to-day
No,
life that much. Yeah. But I do find it's fascinating to think about, and I'm open to like the belief of them existing, like these ancient
sure,
civilizations. And I think if that were a more conscious thought for all of humanity, it would shift things a little bit if more people like realize that too. But yeah, but again, like maybe not. Maybe it's not that important. I don't know. It's a new narrative
sure.
that we're brought up with.
It's
So,
it's probably like the weirdest thing about Manly P. Hall is that like he injects this alt history stuff, and it can dilute what he's otherwise trying to talk about.
mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, so continuing with the ancient continents, I did kind of just I'll read like the next little bit. So Polaris, you said it really well. It rolled right off your tongue.
Hyperborea, yeah.
Hyperborea, and Atlantis, because they lie buried beneath the continents and oceans of the modern world, have frequently been symbolized as rocks supporting upon their broad surfaces new lands, races, and empires. And then really on the last sentence, according to the Scandinavian mysteries, the stones and cliffs were formed from the bones of Ymir, the primordial giant of the seething clay. And I boxed in seething clay, just circled that because I didn't know what it meant. And then it says, just while to the Hellenic mystics, the rocks were the bones of the great mother Gaia.
Right.
Do you know what seething clay is?
I did not look up seething clay. I was like, if I look up all the things, I will be here all day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I'm assuming it's some sort of like primordial state, like the great chaos from which things emerge, like order emerges from the chaos, the seething clay, the writhing, you know, primordial seas of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's Manly P. Hall also being fairly poetic, which he loves to do.
Mm-hmm. He does love to be fairly poetic. Are
Yes.
you? I think Advanced Trans is looking up seething clay.
Yeah, look up
It,
seething clay. I guess in the context of Scandinavian mysteries.
yeah, I'll have to go back a page on that one. Yeah, because there was something saying seething river clay. Okay, so that took me to fandom, which is apparently must be a show,
Which is going to bring us back to movies.
which is
Oh no.
oh my God, John McClane. That's his name, John McClane.
John McClane. Good
John
job.
McClane.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. We've completely come full
John
circle.
McClane stuck in an air vent is the best Christmas ornament
Yes,
ever.
we've grounded that thought. Awesome.
Yes. Mhm.
And now we will, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's okay. Just to keep the show, just keep
Yes.
it, we all got a
And
bedtime.
and
So,
right, and while you're looking that up, I'll just move ahead to the next
yeah,
paragraph
go ahead.
briefly. I also did not really look up Pyrrha and Deucalion.
Yeah, me either.
Um just because again it's an allegory. Like there's so much of this stuff is like it's the same like maybe three or four stories told in various ways.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah,
Because
I didn't look them up either. I did underline their names, but and we don't have to get into everything, of course, because that's a lot to dive into.
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so Orglimir, the primordial giant seething clay, also known as Orglimir or something like that. Uh,
primordial being the important word, I think.
well, let me say. Significant figure in Norse mythology. He is described as a giant made of ice, the unruly, turbulent, erratic being, the type of primordial matter, and of whose body,
Right.
after killing him, the sons of Bor created a new earth.
Right.
Orglimir, also a cause of the deluge in the Scandinavian lays, is for he flung his body into Ginnungagap, the yawning abyss, which has filled with it the blood flowing over the brook, producing a great flood in which all hermthorisis.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
I
The
don't.
the frost giant were drowned. Uh
Okay.
yeah, and then it ends with one of them, however, the cunning Berglimer Berglimer saves himself and his wife in a boat and becomes the father of a new race of giants. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I can wiki. Okay, cool.
right. So Manly P Hall here is so stones, metals, and gems in the main are all earth plane or earth element stuff. So anything to do with earth, dirt, um, hard reality, as people would look at it. This is what the chapter is going to cover. So it doesn't surprise me that he's talking about muddy Viking gods
Hmm.
because that's what it's all about. Dirty,
Okay.
dirty rocks.
Cool. Well, thank you for looking that up. Yeah, it's more dirty rocks, dirty in multiple contexts.
Right.
Okay, I will go to the next paragraph on page 253, just so we can kind of keep
Yep.
rolling. So I didn't really
And
underline or circle anything on this one other than solar temple. So to provide context for that sentence, it says, thus the intrinsic nature of Saturn is synonymous with that spiritual rock, and that spiritual rock they're referring to is they don't say yet, with that spiritual rock, which is the enduring foundation of the solar temple and has its antitype or lower octave in that terrestrial rock, the planet Earth, which sustains upon its jagged surface the diversified genera of mundane life.
Right. And the solar temple you can think of as your mind.
Okay, cool. That is very symbolic with Saturn here, too.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. All right. We'll go on to the next paragraph. And so what I underlined the word litholatry. Do you know what that means, Friar?
Yes.
Litholatry?
So litho would be rock or stone.
Uh-huh.
And then so think of like idolatry. What does that mean? Worshiping idols. So in this case it'd be worshiping rocks.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, thank you. So it says, well, I underlined that, but then throughout all the world, so there's a quote from Godfrey Higgins that says, throughout all the world, the first object of, oh, maybe he kind of answers this. First object of idolatry seems to have been a plain unwrought stone placed in the ground as an emblem of generative or procreative powers of nature.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Why though? A plain unwrought
I
stone?
I I don't know. I mean, maybe that's all they could do. I don't know. Maybe it was sticking way up out of the ground in a very vertical fashion, and they thought, this reminds me of last night. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, something. The idea came from somewhere. Maybe it was a download. I don't
Yeah,
know. This is what this will mean. This rock. So,
yes.
um, and then there's more things. Let's see. I underlined like random things that don't, they get into monoliths.
Yes. And
Yes.
I did define the different like groupings of stones.
Hmm.
So he talks about cairns, dolmens, menhirs, and sistvans.
Hmm.
So a cairn is just a pile of rocks. It is like just literally, did you pile up rocks? All right. Or maybe you've seen Instagram reels where people like put rocks, they pile them, vertically. That would be a cairn. A dolmen is a tomb. It looks kind of like a table, right? It's upright slabs, big rocks with a flat slab roof. That would be a dolmen. A menhir is just a monolithic upright stone of the kind that he may be describing. It's just like they're worshiping this plain stone, and or uh, any number of Neolithic arrangements of stones would have these menhirs sticking up out of the ground. And then a sistvan is a stone coffin or burial chamber, usually buried in the ground. So it's like lined with slab rock. So like a rock box, if you will.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
these are his four different kinds of Neolithic spiritual rock formations.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you for expanding on those. And I will just add the last sentence of that paragraph that we're on. It says, scattered throughout the British Isles and Europe, these cairns, dolmens, menhirs, and sistvans,
Yeah,
yeah,
Sistvanes, sure.
sistvan, okay, stand as mute but eloquent testimonials to the existence and achievements of races now extinct. Um,
Right.
so again, just kind of highlighting and hinting at these ancient civilizations that existed because the rocks have been there the whole time. And they have seen it all.
Yeah,
So,
I think I'm seeing pictures of dolmens right now.
okay,
Yeah.
that's what's on the screen. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my
Which also, I guess, what
god.
I have on my wrist is dolmen because it's Perseli Bluestone. So,
Hmm. Ah, I got that on too.
Also, for those fluent in Hebrew, the letter Hey looks like a dolmen.
Ah, okay.
what about
Oh, you're right.
you
Yeah.
mean the pi symbol?
Kind of like the pi symbol, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Uh,
Interesting. I
yeah.
wonder if
A
there's a
dolmen is a
correlation
big
there.
giant bubble wand. Yes.
What's up, Seven to Dawn Boss? Also, hi, Capri Fun. And Fryer is a smarty. Yes, Jax, Quantum Jax. I'm sorry, I just called you. You
It's
were not
fine.
a she. He is.
Thank you.
We are happy that he is here today. He's been a smarty in the chat the whole time, and now he's a smarty
With my face
on
meats.
screen. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
um,
Capri Fun. Welcome to level one. But
it's like a video game.
it's nice.
Hello to
Level
the chat, by
one.
the way. Just saying hello to the chat. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Yes.
everybody. Yeah, good
Hello,
chat. Good
Seven
tonight.
the Don
Thanks,
Boss, and
friends.
hello, friggin' David Blaine. Thank you.
David Blaine 666.
I noticed that wasn't there before, was it? He
Not there before.
upgraded before to the 666. So
Hmm.
he's all about time. That's awesome.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
cool.
okay.
Well, hello, guys. All right, we'll keep it going. So I didn't really underline much on the next paragraph, the last paragraph of 253, but it does talk about the Logan stones. Of particular interest are the rocking or Logan stones, which evince the mechanical skill of these early peoples.
Yes.
Um, Yeah, and then I underlined the last sentence again where it just says a number of Logan stones have been found in Britain. Traces of one no longer standing have been discovered in Stonehenge. So traces of one no longer standing. So that one got
Knocked over or fell over.
yeah, somehow. Interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
and his whole like greenstones being brought from Africa, I think it's an honest mistake, because the recent research says that the greenstones came from Scotland, but
mhm.
what is now modern day Scotland and the east coast of the United States up to and including the Appalachians was a very long time ago part of Africa. So it would be the same
Yes.
kind of rock. So that's an easy mistake to make.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And it does say that at the end of the next sentence, but yeah. So
Yes. Sorry.
no, it's okay. Don't apologize. No, I saw that there too. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. So cool. Well, let's keep going. So on to I like how the flow is going right now. So
Flowing.
all right, now we're going into the next paragraph on page 254. So first full paragraph of 254 if anyone is looking, but it's also on the screen if you're curious. So it says, in many cases, the monoliths are without carving or inscription, for they undoubtedly antedate both the use of tools and the art of writing. So they are old. People could not mark them up before. It made me think of the Sumerian tablets, though, which kind of, I mean, just in the fact of etching things into stone.
Sure.
But that's it. So
well, I think what he's implying is that if it's unmarked, it's got to be really, really old because they had yet to create tools that were harder than rocks, which would be like bronze or iron, or so pre-metalworking.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I guess they couldn't just like Sharpie it on a stone either.
Long since washed away.
Yeah. And then it gets into a little bit of, like, in some instances, these stones have been trued into columns or obelisks, as in the runic monuments and the Hindu lingams and Sakti stones.
Yeah, Shakti.
Oh, Shakti, yes, Shakti stones. In other instances, they are fashioned into rough likeness of the human body, as in the Easter Island statues, or into the elaborately sculpted figures of the Central American Indians and the Khmers of Cambodia.
Yep.
I did underline the sentence that says, an instinctive recognition of the stability of deity has persisted through all the intervening ages between primitive man and modern civilization. So, as it just continues to go on, because nature continues to go on. An ample proof of the survival of litholatry in the Christian faith is furnished by allusions to the rock of refuge, the rock upon which the Church of Christ was to be founded, the cornerstone which the builders rejected, and then Jacob's stony pillow which he set up and anointed with oil, and the sling stone of David. It goes on, the rock Moriah upon which the altar of King Solomon's temple was erected, and the white stone of Revelation, and the rock of ages. So
yeah, I'm surprised he didn't mention Peter, since Peter is like from Petra, meaning rock.
Oh, interesting.
And he said, "You are the rock upon which my church will be."
Oh, right.
Established. Yeah.
Huh. Wow. He left one out. So
he did.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll forgive him. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add to that paragraph?
No.
Good. Okay.
No.
Cool. So let's see here. All right. We're going to go on to the next paragraph. I guess advanced translation. Okay. There he is. All right. So stones were highly venerated by prehistoric peoples primarily because of their usefulness. So they talk about how jagged stones were probably the first weapons, rocky cliffs and crags, the first fortifications. And also from these vantage points, people hurled loose boulders down upon marauders, down upon intruders, down upon people they want to smash with boulders. That would be pretty fun if I had an enemy. It's just, I mean, like, if I didn't feel bad about it, like, I'd pop a balloon first with the rock, maybe, but yeah, but just boulder smashing, or not boulder smashing, but people smashing.
You're a soft-hearted primitive.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'd feel a little bad, but I'd have some fun. So,
don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Yeah, right.
So they have the high ground.
Yeah, they do have the high ground. I would hide in a rock. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I want to hide in a rock a lot. So, mostly in a tree, actually. I'd rather hide in a tree than in a rock. But,
Also, fun fact: if you ever want to hide from plasma, right?
Like you do.
Huh?
like
What?
you do,
Like?
like you do, just, it's okay. Carry
Oh
on.
yeah. Well, yeah. Of course I
Yeah.
do. I mean, like plasma's everywhere. Like the Tesla shoots out plasma, right?
I don't know. I've never heard that. But that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Oh, hide behind.
Or a malfunctioning microwave can produce plasma. So
That's true. Uh, glass. Glass prevents
okay.
plasma. It blocks plasma.
Hmm.
So so
Yeah.
gather up your Pyrex.
Yeah.
Yeah. All your grandmother's bakeware. Yeah. Stock up on that and learn to smelt into like a nice prism cube or something
There you
to
go.
hide from the plasma. So like, what's his name? The dark side can't reach you and get you in any way.
Hmm.
That's right. Take the high ground, get your Pyrex, you're good to go.
Yeah. That's it. That's like no one
Protect
knew.
yourself.
No one had Pyrex. You could have won. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Glad we know this information now. So we're
It's
safe.
science.
Now you
It's
know.
science. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Please say. Um, okay, so they're talking about the caverns and the crags and the
Yeah.
boulder squishing, people squishing with boulders, and then it goes on to things. Okay, I underline the sentence that says, as the homeland or birthplace of a race was considered sacred, these stones were emblematic of that universal regard shared by all nations for the place of their geniture. So, just more symbolism of the stones representative of the birthplace or homeland of a
Right.
specific race.
And because they're
Which is
tough and they have an enduring quality, so they don't, they don't break. They're
mm,
forever mementos.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely represents those things. And then it says, then it goes into the discovery of fire, that
Yes.
fire could be produced by striking two pieces of stone. Two whoa, what? I mean, the discovery that fire could be produced by striking together two pieces of stone. Okay, there you go. Augmented man's reverence for stones, but
Right.
ultimately the hitherto unsuspected world of wonders opened by the newly discovered element of fire caused pyrolatry to supplant stone worship. They were like, "Oh, what's this stuff that we're making? This is cooler than rocks. Let's."
Right.
Yeah, let's worship this now, which I don't blame them. Fire is pretty cool too. I love fire. Um, and to be able to make fire, I have never successfully made a fire with two stones, but I
No,
haven't
me
tried that
neither.
many times. Yeah. But
No.
you can do it. It is
I,
possible.
With Flint, yeah.
I also noted in this particular paragraph, I was like, where did the dark, cold father stone thing come from? I feel like Manley was just being super poetic here. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I,
Go ahead.
I usually like earth things of earth in most esoteric systems, that's considered to be feminine, right? So this flip was just, I was like,
Hmm.
that's kind of strange, but
Yeah.
okay.
Weird.
Like
Yeah.
Gaia as Mother Earth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and just for context, so people know like what you're talking about, the last sentence of this paragraph, it says the dark cold father stone gave birth out of itself to the bright glowing sun, fire, and the newly born flame by displacing its parent became the most impressive and mysterious of all the religio-philosophic symbols widespread and enduring through the ages. In what world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand like fire, if you want to talk about sort of like the Promethean legend,
Hmm.
the fire representing all these things, or Luciferian ideas about light, because Lucifer and Prometheus are obviously very interrelated, bringing the fire to man in a forbidden way and getting punished for it. But yeah, I didn't understand the dark cold father piece. I was like, okay, bro.
Yeah, that's kind
The,
of bizarre. A little
the
bit
phrase
painful.
"dark, cold father stone" gave birth out of its out to itself to bright, glowing sunfire reflects a mythological concept often associated with Saturn, The Roman god of agriculture and time. In this context, the father symbolizes the foundational element or spirit, while the sunfire represents the divine offspring or the bright, glowing essence
Right.
that emerges from this foundation. This imagery is prevalent in various mythologies and religious traditions, symbolizing the creation of life and the divine through the union of darkness and light.
Sure, but I don't see many examples of Darkhold Father as stone or earth.
As a hearth?
Hearth, hearth and home.
Yeah,
That,
the
that,
fireplace.
that makes well, no, because there are Roman and Greek goddesses of hearth, quite specifically. So yeah, I just don't know.
So,
I don't
so
buy it.
no. What we were saying, what's your question then? What's your question?
I have no question. It's simply a statement of disdain for the example.
Yeah. Yeah, feel like you just pulled that out of nowhere, out of thin air.
Or
As
a therapy session, because maybe his dad was just really cold, you know.
maybe. Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
A
A lot of
little,
different takes.
a little
Just
projection.
discredit the feminine. It's fine. It's not.
Yet again.
Again, he's causing some more generational trauma in this book without knowing it. So, we're moving on to the next paragraph. So now it says the body of everything was likened to a rock, trued either into a cube or more ornately chiseled to form a pedestal, while the spirit of everything was likened to the elaborately carved figure surmounting it. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Getting Freemason vibes off of that one for sure.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I did underline the next sentence, though, where it says, accordingly, altars were erected as a symbol of the lower world, and fires were kept burning upon them to represent that spiritual essence illuminating the body it surrounded. So, just again, an example. I guess, and altars are typically made out of stone, too,
Right.
in ancient times. Yeah. Or maybe even in modern, yeah, well, in modern times, too. Um, and a lot of like altars in churches used to carry the bones of saints
Right.
in like within them,
Mm-hmm.
which is also a little bit symbolic to the entire thing.
The reliquaries.
Reliquary, yeah, I can't even do that. You do such a good
Yes.
Severus Snape impression. I feel
Yes.
like I'm in Hogwarts right now.
But
Um,
probably because the dead, probably that saint probably brought good vibes. So the good vibes emulated through the altar.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the energy of the saint. Like, I don't know, like the church that I grew up in, or one of them was St. Andrew's, and they had like, they either had the bones or they had like a piece of his something, not hair, but like clothes or something. But I
Right.
think it was the bones. So of St. Andrew. I'm like, how do you, how'd you get that? Um,
It just so
or,
happens.
or they had something that they were calling the bones of St.
Sure.
Andrew. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It was a chipmunk.
It could have very well been. Just found like a dead squirrel on the side of the road. Oh, we'll use this. Okay, great. So,
Right. And that's
yeah,
how history is created. Huzzah.
yeah, literally. Um, and then okay, so going on to the next paragraph because I didn't underline anything else there personally. So if you guys want to say anything else there,
What
feel free.
the because their doctrines paragraph?
Yeah, that's where, or I
Okay.
did underline one sentence there. But that's the paragraph we're going down to, yes. But this sentence that I underlined was just the unchangeability of the stone made it an appropriate element, or so, emblem of God, not element, but emblem of God.
Yeah, the enduring quality, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it just talks a little bit more about that, and also like of the divine sciences, the eternal revelation to himself to mankind. I did underline the bottom of this where it talks about terminus. Terminus, a form of Jupiter and god of boundaries and highways, from whose name is derived the modern word terminal,
Yes.
was also symbolized by an upright stone, sometimes ornamented with the head of the god. And that was placed at the borders of provinces and the intersections of important roads. So that's kind of interesting.
Right. Terminus just being it means endpoint.
Okay. That makes sense. Hmm.
And
And
then
that's what they use it for. So,
yes,
yeah. And then we get into the Philosopher's Stone.
yes,
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
So,
stone of the wise, the medicine of metal.
mhm. I get so excited when you do that voice. I'm like, yeah, do it again.
The
Um,
bezoar. What is a bezoar?
all right, the Philosopher's Stone. Do you want to read this
I
paragraph prior or
I would love
Severus?
to. I would love to.
Please do.
Or Severus.
Yeah, whichever.
The philosopher's stone is really the philosophical stone. For philosophy is truly likened to a magic jewel whose touch transmutes base substances into priceless gems like itself. Wisdom is the alchemist's power of projection, which transforms many thousand times of its own weight of gross ignorance into the precious substance of enlightenment.
Oh, good job. That was so
So,
good.
yeah, Philosopher's Stone. Um, there was this idea that like metals
Hmm.
were sick, like or lesser, right? So gold was the good metal, and that was the the goal is to be like the gold. And then the other metals were sick, and they needed to be healed using the Philosopher's Stone. And of course, this is all Enlightenment allegories. So the Philosopher's Stone is also known as the medicine of metals because the theory was, because transforming lead into gold, right?
Hmm.
Classic alchemical stuff. Spiritually, this is talking about transforming um, a sick or base metal into gold. And so the Philosopher's Stone could turn any of the metals into gold by healing them. And so, of course, the allegory is that enlightenment, you know, realizing the true self, the witness consciousness, if you
Hmm.
will, allows you to see these metals, which are representative of planetary powers, since they're tied to planetary powers, like iron's tied to Mars, or copper is tied to Venus, silver is tied to the moon, and these would represent virtues within you, and so the Philosopher's Stone being awareness, you become aware of the different virtues present in yourself, and you can use them to be a better person on Earth, essentially.
Hmm.
So, a long way around talking about enlightenment, but the last sentence I think is the killer app here because transforming many thousand times its own weight of gross ignorance. And remember, Maya, which is the illusory world, is defined as ignorance,
Hmm.
and wisdom will transform ignorance like the way light instantaneously drives away darkness. So that's what that last piece is, because remember, he says, transforms many thousand times of its own weight of gross ignorance, which would be like the physical world,
Hmm.
into the precious substance of enlightenment.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that too. Just that the light analogy or
Yes.
symbolism. Yeah, with wiping away ignorance. And also with Maya. They like, yeah. So that is why it is such a coveted stone in Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah, J.K.
And
Rowling named some stuff.
Nicholas Flamel was real. Nicholas Flamel was
Right.
not a fictional character. Well, they had a fictional Flamel, obviously, but
Yeah.
he was a real alchemist.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, there's so much occult symbolism in Harry Potter that now that I'm more into the occult,
Yeah, you'll
I
see it.
see everywhere. I need to go back and like reread all the books. I recently read the third one again, but anyways. And Advanced Trance is pulling up Nicholas Flamel here. Looks like a short little guy, but that's just obviously a drawing. He could have been.
I say he's short because he's kneeling. Is that why?
Oh, I guess yes, he is kneeling. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's what was it? French, whatever that word is, public. Draftsman of public documents such as contracts, letters, agreements, and requests. He and his wife also ran a school that taught this trade.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, he's a curious guy.
Apparently, he believed he had created and discovered the Philosopher's Stone and to have thereby achieved immortality.
Hmm. Wow.
But then
And
he died. So what the hell? So how do
be,
you portray immortality if he died?
because enlightenment is a type of immortality.
Hmm.
You see,
Oh well, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Like the Buddha like the Buddhist people who never die, like and still in that like lotus state. I got you.
right?
Yeah.
Arjuna, no one is ever killed and no one ever dies, says Lord Krishna.
Hmm. That is that's true. We just transform.
Monty Python. I'm not dead yet.
Exactly.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the next section is the tablets of the law, and this
Yes.
is, man, this gets into the thick of it. Boy
Yeah.
howdy, boy howdy.
Yeah. If
Um,
you want to take the reins, take the lead, and just go into it, we'll
Ooh,
kind of speed it up a
okay,
little.
yeah.
Yeah.
into the thick of it.
All right. So while upon the heights of Mount Sinai, Moses received from Jehovah two tablets bearing the characters of the Decalogue, which means most people would say 10 commandments. The Kabbalists would fervently argue that it's the 10 sayings or 10 advisements, because if they were commandments, you couldn't disobey them, because if God commands you to do a thing, you are compelled to do it. Anyway,
Hmm.
yes. So these tablets were fashioned from the divine sapphire, um, uh,
Scythia? I don't know.
Scythia, which the Most High,
Yeah.
after removing from his own throne, had cast into the abyss to become the foundation and generator of the worlds. Okay, so there's like the Kabbalistic creation theory, which is like, you know, things were cast down into the abyss and sort of shattered, and those shattered pieces became the components of the world as we know it. Um, I will just say there's a lot of casting of things down into the abyss. You see this story over and over again, whether it's being expelled from the Garden of Eden, stones being cast into the abyss, the light dropping down through the Sephiroth and shattering the vessels. This is really, really common. And my personal opinion is this has to do with the descent of perfected consciousness into the imperfect world. So basically, he's talking about everyone's conscious awareness descending from perfection into this imperfect world. And of course, our task is to return. So this whole thing is loaded with casting into the abyss. Now, he talks, of course, this is about tablets of the law, and to, I guess, cut to the chase. One of the things, like the tree of life is made of Sephiroth, and one of the alternate kind of ways of looking at those is as sapphires.
Hmm.
So these stations on the tree of life are called sapphires in some instances. And they have the qualities of sapphires. So there's a lot of allegory here. Like you have to, it would help for people who read this to have some foreknowledge of this stuff. He would have had a lot of lectures on this kind of thing in his Freemasonic education. So this whole section is really thick with like heavy symbolism, things that most people aren't exposed to.
Hmm.
Um, the Ten Commandments are the 10 shining gems. Here we go, placed by the Holy One in the sapphire sea of being and in the depths of matter. Again, descending into the depths of matter. The reflections of these jewels are seen as the laws governing the sublunary spheres, which means the sublunary spheres. So in the great order, you start with at the top with just pure existence in the shining light of the limitless, and then you work your way down through the planets, and then anything below the moon, obviously we're below the moon. So sublunary spheres means things of Earth, like we're back to Earth again, because that's the whole theme of this particular chapter. So they are the sacred 10 by which the supreme deity has stamped his will upon the face of nature. So he the
Hmm.
same decad 10 was celebrated by the Pythagoreans under the form of the tetractys, which of course is that pyramid. And
Hmm.
you've got one at the top, and then two below it, and then three below it, and then four below it, and that adds up to 10. And you'll see that symbol in the center of the 72 Angels of Magic, like superglyph. It's right
Hmm.
there in the middle.
Yeah.
Um, 10 is the number of perfection, the key to creation, the proper symbol of God, man, and the universe. In Sephirot Zero, they say over and over 10 and not 9, 10 and not 11. 10 is like very punctual, like they're big on the 10.
Emphasizing that, yeah.
Right. So in the next piece, uh, basically he says Moses had the special tablets. They were super special, and because the Israelites were bad, they made the gold calf, which was them hanging on to the age of Taurus and hanging on to earthly things. They weren't allowed to have like the super special, secret, awesome tablets, and so they got the crummy clay tablets, which were more suitable for people who didn't have quite the level of esoteric conditioning or ability to understand it.
Mm.
Right. Thus, the ancient tradition of Israel returned again to heaven, leaving only its shadow with the children of the 12 tribes.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm racing through this, but it's because this
Okay.
is super dense.
Yeah, that's okay. You're doing great.
Right.
So, I
Um,
appreciate it.
and he talks about let's see, what were these tablets made of? He talks about them maybe being made of stone, maybe being made of a wood called cedar, which is just Turkish for cedar.
Okay. So it's
Right.
right.
He made something special out of something that's not especially special,
Mm-hmm.
as he tends to do. The two tables signify respectively the superior and the inferior worlds. Now he goes through lots of duads, if you will, like opposites, right? So superior and inferior worlds, the superior and inferior spheres, the division of the sexes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he talks about the ark of the Israelites, which had the what was it, the rod of Aaron, the remnants of the tablets, and manna from heaven,
Wow. Yeah.
supposedly. And then he says, oh, but the one that ended up in Solomon's temple just had the tablets. And that's an interesting little sidebar, because there's Ethiopian legends about the two arks, because the ark was moved out of Israel into Ethiopia, and then they were going to give it back, but they were afraid that brigands and bandits would steal it. So they made a fake Ark of the Covenant, and they moved them both out to increase the chances that one would get there. But they left the fake in Israel and brought the real one back to Ethiopia by mistake.
Oh.
So
For,
the Ethiopians to this day will tell you they have the Ark of the Covenant, and there's a temple in Ethiopia where they have like the temple and a guardian, and apparently the guardians die really young because the ark keeps killing them.
wow.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
How do
Wait,
you
that's the real
apply to
one or
be
is
a
that the fake
guardian?
one?
What was that?
You
You
had
first.
ladies
Okay.
first.
Okay. How do you apply to be a guardian
I
of
don't
this?
know. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, not
I
that I
guess,
want to do it, but I'm just curious how this position is acquired.
yeah,
So,
I don't know.
hmm.
So,
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 so he,
so wait. So what's in the fake one then? So is radiation in the fake one?
um,
Plasma.
apparently, yeah, apparently the real one's got the three items and the fake one's just got the, what are some kind of like tablet remnants, but I haven't looked in either one, so I don't really know. So the next paragraph, as representing the power that fabricated the lower or demiurgic sphere, the tablets of stone were sacred to Jehovah in contradistinction to the tablets of sapphire that signified the potency that established the higher or celestial sphere. So um, now he's bringing up the demiurge, which is like slightly dangerous here.
Hmm.
Basically, he's implying, and I may be reading into this, I probably am, but he's sort of implying that the clay tablets or the cedar tablets are belong to the demiurge. Now, if you're familiar with Gnosticism, Gnosticism is the idea that any of the gods that you can name and identify are lesser gods and not the true God, who cannot be named or even conceived of, because, of course, in Enlightenment philosophy, that God would just be pure awareness and limitless. So anything with a name and anything with powers is limited. So he's sort of saying that the Ten Commandments, stone tablets, all that stuff are part of the demiurgic tradition, and the demiurge is a false god, or at best a deluded god who thinks he's really God, but not actually the highest.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
So
geez, it's
it's it
bold.
it's bold. It's controversial,
Yeah.
obviously.
definitely.
The Golden Dawn is in fact a Gnostic tradition. So,
Oh,
yep.
I don't know
So
that, but yeah.
it's all part of that.
Would you
Now he
say the
talks.
Golden Dawn is worth reading?
Yes. Oh, yes. Very
No,
much so.
Fire's like a spokesperson for the Golden Dawn.
Okay, I was
Kind
like,
of is.
'cause, like I did my gematria with my name, and it's like, yeah, I had matching numbers with Golden Dawn, and that's
Nice.
yeah, and apparently one of the person, I think it's I forget the guy's names already because I only looked into it like one day. But apparently, he had a tie to my ancestors, the caravans, uh, when the Irish side migrated to Alsace-Lorraine. So whatever city was around that time,
Oh, okay.
the Golden Dawn was going on in that popular spot. So
Hmm.
oh, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Also, he, referring to the original tablets, like the good original celestial versions as being like these clear sapphire carved pieces. I see in that echoes of the emerald tablets, right? And
Hmm.
let's not forget Moses was raised in Egypt and he
Yeah.
was raised in the Egyptian courts and learned magic from the pharaohs. So
Hmm.
having Moses associated with things that are an awful lot like the emerald tablets does not surprise me.
Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either, but it's again just like a rewritten narrative of
Oh,
something that is programmed into the masses of humanity.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, one thing when you study esotericism, you realize very, very quickly if you really get into it, like what passes for, you know, religion of the masses has practically nothing to do with the deeper internal messages. Like it's not even the same thing. It's wild.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
wild. So then we go. He's cruising through talking about the law and the prophets. So the five to the right mean the law, the five to the left mean the prophets. The right stone is masculine, the left stone is feminine. Again with these duads,
Hmm.
makes me think of like uh, Neville Goddard because he talked about like his two phases were the law and the promise.
Neville. Sorry, that's
Neville,
my boy. I got him on vinyl.
I do love the Neville.
Yes.
Jesus Christ is your own wonderful human imagination. Love me some Neville. Um,
Yeah.
so the law is masculine because it was delivered direct from the deity, which would be kind of yang energy, right? Outflowing. And then the prophets were feminine because born through the nature of man. And I think that would be saying that, prophecy is from, within. So more of a yin experience.
Yeah.
Um, Right. Then he goes to Jackin and Boaz. So if you're feeling especially AV geek over there, Mr. Trance, you can pull up tarot card for me if you would, and that would be the High Priestess.
Yep.
And
Yep. Sorry, I was just separating my Halloween candy. Yep.
that's all right,
Halloween candy? That's fun.
Yeah.
like you do. Keep it
That's
safe
like
from the plasma.
I do.
Yeah.
It's Halloween candy.
Put it on the high ground.
That's a
Oh,
ton of Halloween candy. Did you go trick or treating?
what? Yeah, well, half of some of it, yeah. But otherwise,
Or did you buy it?
half of it's bought, half of it's from trick or treating.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. But I stocked up. So I ate like a good chunk of the stuff, and then the other stuff is like 75% off at CVS Halloween candy, which pretty much one $10 bag or whatever it is like a dollar something. So I got cookies and cream, Sour Patch lollipops, paydays, Kit Kat that looks like witch's fingers. For some reason, Shaquille O'Neal or something has like a candy head. I have no reason why, but that.
Shack is delicious, so
Oh, this the candy Shack head's delicious.
absolutely.
Oh my
Just
God.
Shack in general. It's
Just in
delicious.
general, yeah.
Yeah. But then like, oh, also too, I bought all these, but they're cookies and cream Harry Potter things.
Appropriate.
And it's
Cute.
like collect Fox, Dobby, Buckbeak, and Hedwig. I was like, that's my favorite chocolate, cookies and cream. Okay, so yeah, friggin'
Buckbeak,
High Priestess.
High
high
Priestess,
high priestess.
Yeah.
Buckbeak.
High
Yes. So because
priestess.
because Manly talks a lot about Jackin and Boaz, as any Freemason is going to do, they love some Jackin and Boaz. You can also think of these two columns, which represent the right and the left tree of life columns, mercy and severity, or mercy and judgment,
Mm.
or mercy and strength. Also, you can consider these as the legs of God, between which is the feminine entrance into the mysteries, and that is a dirty, dirty
Mm.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So see, we have the B and the
Eh.
J, right? You got the Boaz and the Jachin, and then in between, it's hard to see, but there's a plus. It's sort of like a cross, but really it's a strange cross because it's really a plus. So that's kind of a hidden formula in plain sight. B plus J. So you need to put these.
Oh, wow. I see the cross. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. And of
Wow.
course, behind the high priestess is is a tree of pomegranates, alluding to the garden of pomegranates, which is a whole other thing, but basically a tree of life behind her.
Ovaries?
So pomegranates have these
Eggs?
seeds, and so there's when you get really into Kabbalah, that each of the Sephirot sort of has the 10 Sephirot inside it also. So the
Mm.
seeds represent those like looming potentials for the other Sephirot.
Mm. Okay.
But yeah,
Makes sense reading about that in another one.
so the high priestess here, and of course the moon at her feet because the moon is at the bottom of the tree of life. There's a whole lot of tree of life going on in this card, folks. But
Mm.
the B plus the J is sort of a formula for the Christ consciousness, the Tiferet at the center, because you are able to draw from both your mercy and your strength together.
Mm.
So lots going on with that one.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Symbolism everywhere.
Everywhere. And
Everywhere.
see, this is why you need to be occult literate, as I call it, because
Mm.
then you can know what you're looking at. Because most people look at
Yeah.
this and they just like, oh, it's a B, it's a J, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that's
Friar, there's so much information.
There is a lot of information.
That's a lot of information.
It
yeah.
is.
Wow.
You just got to pick the right books.
Yeah.
This is actually one of them, even though I have certain issues, but this is actually a pretty good one.
It's a pretty good book. Yeah, I see where the issues arise. But he does. I respect him for writing this book. And getting this fat stack of information together by traveling the world. That's like my dream.
Yeah, it's pretty
Learn
fly.
things by traveling. Yeah. Um,
Okay, so further down in the
yeah.
mysterious Sephirotic tree of the Jews, here we go. I was just talking about it. These two pillars symbolize mercy and severity. Standing
Mhm.
before the gate of King Solomon's temple, these columns have the same symbolic import as the obelisks before the sanctuaries of Egypt. So tying those things together, pissing off everybody because, because the Egyptians don't like the Jews, and the Jews don't like the Egyptians. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I really don't. When interpreted Kabbalistically with a Q, Quabbalistically, the names of the two pillars mean in strength shall my house be established. Right.
Mhm.
Um,
Quabble.
so Quabbalistic, yep. Um, in the splendor of mental and spiritual illumination, the high priest stood between the pillars as a mute witness to the perfect virtue of equilibrium. See, the J plus the B plus the J.
Mhm. Mhm.
That hypothetical point equidistant from all extremes, and that, by the way, is the Tifereth point on the Tree of Life, which represents the sun, the Christ consciousness, the Krishna consciousness, the Buddhi, the intellect. The sun. He thus personified the divine nature of man in the midst of his compound constitution, the mysterious Pythagorean monad in the presence of the duad. Monad in the middle, duad on the sides. On one side towered the stupendous column of the intellect, on the other the brazen pillar of the flesh. Sorry. Midway between these
Okay.
two stands the glorified wise man, but he cannot reach this high estate without first suffering on the cross, which is in the middle of this thing, made by joining these pillars together. So,
Mhm.
also, anyone who's been through like Golden Dawn stuff will immediately start thinking about the initiates ceremony where you have to stand between the columns, and then the Hierophant comes down and helps you out and stamps out the seven-headed dragon, like you do.
Mhm.
So,
Like you do.
like you
Yeah.
do, all kinds like between the columns. It's all happening between the columns, kids.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh, the early Jews occasionally represented the two pillars, Jachin and Boaz, as the legs of Jehovah. Again, with the dirty business, thereby signifying to the modern philosopher that wisdom and love, in their most exalted sense, support the whole order of creation, both mundane, meaning earthly, and super mundane, meaning that which is above or that which is within.
Mhm.
So, cruise through that section as quick as I could without dropping out too much stuff because
That
that
was
section is
incredible.
dense.
Yeah. No, thank you. That was great. I appreciate you going through that like the way you did and dissecting that and going into the things. So
Yes.
yeah,
Ripping through it.
ripping through it, but that was a good load of information. So now we are going to go on to the Holy Grail. In the next little paragraph here, well, it's not a little paragraph actually, it's quite big, but
And, and once again, we're going to get a lot of falling from heaven shit going on. Once again.
yes. In the first sentence here, it says, like the sapphire Zethia or whatever, the lapis exilis, crown jewel of the archangel Lucifer, fell from heaven.
Yep.
And then Michael, the archangel of the sun and the hidden god of Israel, at the head of the angelic hosts, swooped down upon Lucifer and his legions of rebellious spirits. During the conflict, Michael, with his flaming sword, struck the flashing lapis exilis from the coronet of his adversary, and the green stone fell through all the celestial rings into the dark and immeasurable abyss. More things falling into the abyss.
Yep, always.
Always. Out of Lucifer's radiant gem was fashioned the Sangreal or Holy Grail, from which Christ is said to have drunk at the Last Supper,
Right.
and Indiana Jones is said to have gotten out of the Temple of Doom? Which movie?
No, that was the
That
next
was
film.
Temple of Doom
No.
was that was the rolling ball one, right?
It was wasn't it Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail? Was that it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what it was. It was
duh.
the Holy
Yes.
Grail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
he gets them out of wherever he went to get
Yes.
the Holy Grail.
You have chosen wisely.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that guy, that's my boy.
He
Yeah.
brought
That's
me
my
anxiety
boy.
as a kid.
So lapis exilis meaning the exiled stone,
I'll write that down.
right?
Look
So
that up.
again, cast out of heaven. We got all this like cast out of heaven going on.
Mm-hmm. A
So
stone symbolic of Lucifer's casting out of heaven.
yes, and from the coronet, which means crown, also
Mm-hmm.
corona. So think about a halo, which is the same thing. Halo is a coronet, is a crown, right? So from the holy being cast down into the abyss, as we're gonna do, and that's us. Like we are the things that were cast down. We're basically the fallen angels. We're the ones who fell out of this ideal perfection and into this world. Because here we are.
Here we are, human and all.
Wild as hell.
Yeah, I know. It's wild to be a human. Like, weird, interesting. I never, or maybe I have sat with that thought a little bit before about just us being the fallen angels, but there's a lot of truth to that. So,
yep.
yeah.
And the Golden Dawn hints. They don't really say it directly, and that's normal for them. They hint rather strongly that this is kind of like hell, or at least the outer edge of hell. Like this isn't like the happiest place.
Right. No, yeah, it's not.
Because the demons are like right next. We're right next to the realm of demons. We're right there. Yeah. And but our job is to return, right? Or to storm the gates of heaven, as was once said quite poetically.
Ooh, I gotta go. Oh shit, I'm not on mute. Fuck.
It's okay.
I was reading this saying it's like the stone that fell from heaven, the fabled jewel, Lucifer's crown, and then I'm like, I just had ideas like there's a card game I collect and I play with. It's the Disney Lorcana thing, and they did something with Jafar was trying to find the crown that Ursula found that got broken in half, and then they had to find the two pieces. And a lot of stuff I was saying here was very similar to like the story lore in that Lorcana storyline for that series. I forget what it was called though, but I think it's Return to the Inkwell or something. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, that's like, oh God.
More connections.
More connections. Also, so Sangreal can be split that word can be split two different ways,
Mm-hmm.
right? It can either be San Graal, which means like saintly grail or holy grail, or Sang Real, which means holy blood. Because remember, the cup of Christ was what the blood of Christ flowed
Yeah.
into during the crucifixion. So
Hmm.
it's an interesting word.
It is
And
an
then,
interesting word. Thank you for that. You said it means what of the blood? Say that one more time.
so
What? Say it real,
it's
break it
either
down.
San Graal, which is like saintly grail or holy grail, like
Okay,
saint,
saintly.
like
Yeah.
the saint's
Mhm.
grail, or Sang, Sang,
Yeah.
Real, which means royal blood.
Royal blood. There we go.
Mhm.
So anyone who's like read Holy Blood, Holy Grail is like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think it's kind
Wow.
of funny
Oh, you
how
got all the facts.
I think it's kind of funny how like sangria. I like sangria. Um, I was like how when you read the Damon Brand books, how they say when you do the rituals, they say you want to sing, and also do you want to picture lightning striking and stuff like that. Angels like it when their names are sung and such like that. How like wine and good times makes you go singing, or at least for like my Irish side, like makes you want to sing and like sing joyous songs all the time. And like
Yeah.
I don't know where sangria the drink originated from, but actually I want to look that up now. But I think
Yeah.
this thing that's a little
It's kind of
Yeah.
red, isn't it?
yeah.
Kind
A
of
little red.
more symbolism. Yeah, I can think there can be white sangria, I think too, but I think originally it's red
Yeah.
How do you
Also,
phrase it? Sangria drink
with an I, Sangria,
yes.
S what SAN?
Ngria, sangria.
Yeah. Well, I just know how to drink it, not spell it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Also, in this chapter, talking about the sacred relics, the Holy Grail, and the Spear of Longinus.
Hmm.
Okay, that's dirty business right there. I mean, those are some. Think about it's a cup and it's a spear. All right, so the allegory is super obvious
Hmm.
for those with any amount of imagination. So once again, we're back to the dirty business.
Dirty
Bring it
business of rocks.
bring it back down.
Yeah. Okay, to keep it moving into the dirty business. Yeah, it talks about what you prior just mentioned about back to the Holy Grail. Joseph of Arimathea brought the Grail cup to the place of crucifixion, and it caught the blood pouring from the wounds of the dying Nazarene. And then they also get into where these relics might be. These finally placed relics in Glastonbury Abbey in England, according to this is a legend, I guess, or one version of
Right.
story, but that these relics might be placed there. According to another, it's in a wonderful castle on Mount Salvet, Spain, built by angels in a single night. And
Nice.
then, yes, and then it says too that under the name of Prester John Parsifal, the last of the Grail Kings, carried the cup with him into India, the holy cup with him, and it disappeared forever from the Western world. And then it talks a little bit about of the Arthurian legends and the ceremonials of the Round Table. And then it says in the next paragraph, top sentence, no adequate interpretation has ever been given to the Grail mysteries.
Okay.
So all of those things that you just said are basically like, okay, well, this is a thought to have.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not fact, but thought.
But
Which
then
is
he
fine.
returns to yet another theme shot through the book, which is that really what you're talking about is searching for the real self, which is of, consciousness awareness. So once again, we return to enlightenment
Mm-hmm.
as ever. So, the Masonic legend of the lost word is like the lost grail. It's the thing that you're searching for, but what you really find is your true self,
Mm-hmm.
consciousness
Is where
awareness.
all of this is taking us back to. This entire chapter in every book, essentially. Or
Yes.
entire book in every chapter. Yeah. I'm going to skip down to the bottom paragraph of this page where it says the Holy Grail is a symbol both of the lower or irrational world and of the bodily nature of man, because both are receptacles for the living essences of the superior worlds. Then it says, such is the mystery of the redeeming blood, which, descending into the condition of death, overcomes the last enemy by ensouling all substance with its own immortality. To the Christians whose mystic faith especially emphasizes the love element, the Holy Grail typifies the heart in which continually swirls in the living water of eternal life. Moreover, to the Christian, the search for the Holy Grail is the search, as Fryer said, for the real self, which, when found, is the consummation of the magnum opus.
The great work.
The great work, yes.
Yes.
And it says the holy cup can be discovered only by those who have raised themselves above the limitations of sensuous existence.
Right.
So detaching from everything in this realm, in this life, because once we have... Yeah, go ahead.
As Lord Krishna instructed, withdraw your senses like a turtle withdraws its limbs into its shell. So don't get too attached to the world, right?
Yeah. So that's how you come back. That's how you do this again.
That's right. That's right. That's how you spin the wheel again.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to learn to fly away from your body when you die and just leave it all behind. Really hope I'm not coming back again. So,
I hear you.
Not that this is a bad life, but Earth is a tough school to be on.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So okay. So in this next, there's like a little poem in his mystic poem. This person writes, just speaking on a certain state of spiritual consciousness that is, that the Holy Grail discloses, and then it also says the Holy Grail may also be the seed pod so frequently employed in the ancient mysteries as an emblem of germination and resurrection, as if the cup-like shape of the cup-like shape of the Grail be derived from the flower. It signifies the regeneration and spiritualization of the generative forces in man.
Once again, with the dirty business, because
the birds and the bees.
Birds and the bees. The cup is a receptacle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So who knew? Who knew? Would have never thought about that if I didn't read this chapter.
I know it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked on my own thing.
It's all right.
I swear to God, there was a song already called Blood Landing, but I kept going to this vampire song, which was dumb, in my opinion. I was like, I know with all the metal songs, there's a song I know called Blood Landing. I thought it was by Lamb of God, and I was right.
No, well,
but
I
got sidetracked. Where are we at now? My bad.
Page 260, the second paragraph, first full paragraph, second paragraph on the page.
First paragraph. Gotcha.
First, where there are many accounts of stone images, which I underlined only one thing on this one, and that was, it was a half sentence, and the full sentence is, of course, very long. It's okay. I'm not even going to read that.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. Okay, going on to the next paragraph. History records the existence of stones which, when stuck through all who heard the sound into a state of ecstasy. That sounds fun. I wrote fun out to the side. So I was like, I want to throw a stone or be hit by a stone. Wait, it's being hit by the stone. That brings a state of ecstasy.
That sounds like a rock concert. See, because of the...
Good, yeah, good. There's lots of screaming probably going on. Maybe some like terrified screams and then some blissful screams. I don't know. It sounds like they're in subspace or something a little bit there. Like just.
I mean, headlining Rolling Stones.
Through all who heard the sound into a state of ecstasy. That's crazy. That's crazy. There was also echoing images which whispered for hours after the room itself had become silent, and musical stones productive of the sweetest harmonies. In ancient times, I'm skipping over one sentence, and then in ancient times, stones played a part in determining the fate of accused persons, for it was customary for juries to reach their verdicts by dropping pebbles into a bag.
Yeah, that's Manly P. Hall randomalia, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like towards the end of these chapters, he just starts kind of piecing together like random bits of information a little bit, and it's like, okay, cool, noted. Yes. And then it goes into divination by stones. So divination by stones was often resorted to by the Greeks, by a lot of people, but in this case specifically the Greeks. And it says Helena is said to have foretold by lithomancy the destruction of Troy. Many popular superstitions about stones survive the so-called Dark Ages. Chief among these is the one concerning the famous black stone in the seat of the coronation chair in Westminster Abbey, which is declared to be the actual rock used by Jacob as a pillow. And this stone was sacred to the sun and declared to possess great and diversified properties. It's also revered or appears several times in religious symbolism. And then it says the black stone in the Kaaba or Kaaba
Your
at
guess is as good
Mecca.
as mine. Yeah.
Okay. Is still revered throughout the Mohammedan world. It is said to have been white originally and of such brilliancy that it could be seen many days journey from Mecca, but as ages passed it became blackened by the tears of pilgrims and the sins of the world. Our sins turned this beautiful, brilliantly white stone to black.
What did you do?
Yeah. I like black better anyways.
Right on. It's metal.
Yeah, I don't know. Just all the sins of humanity. It's just all the tears. The rock can't take it. That's so easy. Nope. Yeah.
Can't take it. You know what strikes me? He mentions lithomancy and divination by stones, but he doesn't talk about geomancy at all. And this is the chapter for it. And geomancy is a thing, and it's really complicated, and it involves tons and tons of stuff. In fact, Rubius and Albus, those should be familiar names, are geomantic figures. So geomancy is a big deal, but he skips it utterly. He'd rather talk about all kinds of other stuff, but it's all right. Anyway, sidebar. Don't know why he skipped geomancy, but all right.
It's okay. Yeah. No, I don't know. That is interesting. I mean, I feel like he has a lot of opportunities for bringing in things and he brings in a lot, but then sometimes not. So
right.
But okay, let's get to the magic of metals and gems, and we're gonna go a little bit over an hour and a half, but that's okay. We'll try to not do a full 2 hours still. So we'll
I will say this. So this section is almost exclusively correspondences.
Okay.
Like this metal or this gem, corresponds to this planet or this zodiac.
Yes.
So it is a little tedious in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of caught that. And we don't really need to even go into all of it. But it does get into sort of planetary magic with the use of stones and gems and rocks too. So it'll be a little interesting. Pause. Well, we can keep going, but I'm going to just plug my phone into charge really quick.
Go for it. I'll carry it.
Yeah, cool. Go ahead.
Also, for whatever reason, he throws in a fairly robust description of the yugas of the Hindus, the long period ages, because he's talking about the ages of the Greeks, like the Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, and then he gets way into the yugas. Not entirely sure why. I guess he just likes the yugas. But I also
information given to him at the time.
Yeah, I also respect that he's using the old Ved-Vyasa definitions of the yugas, we're in the Kali Yuga right now, which lasts 432,000 years, and we're only a few thousand years into it. So if you think things are bad now, kids, we only got another 400,000 years of this shit.
Yeah, God. So wait, we are in the fourth age?
Oh, yes.
Right now? Okay.
Yes, when Krishna died, that was the end of the Dvapara Yuga, and then it's the Kali Yuga.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And so, yeah, and now this has to do with metal. I can expand it just a little bit. Part of the thing about the Kali Yuga is that there was a demon that was trapped to try to save the world from the Kali Yuga, and this was a type of Kali that's just evil, because Kali is not actually evil, but and this demon ended up getting trapped in the gold. So this age is greatly diminished and bedeviled by the evil in the gold. So the gold was actually debased, right? So any place where there's gold, like gambling houses, banks, houses of prostitution. These are considered to be evil places because they have the gold, and Kali's now in the gold. That's what makes
Hmm.
this the Kali Yuga. Anyway,
Hmm.
my sidebar is over.
It's okay. Thanks for the sidebar. Um, okay, we'll go on to the next paragraph though. So again, it just gets into more. Well, I'll read it. So the first paragraph or first sentence of the third paragraph down. So we're on page 262.
Okay.
Advanced trance. If you want to scroll down. You're on mute, so I can't hear what you're saying.
Motherfucker. I freaking I thought you were getting on because I had my book in my hand, but I did. But I
Oh
did.
no, it's yeah, no.
Uh,
Just for the screen.
I was
Um,
using a lollipop as a bookmark.
hmm. That works. So it says H.P. Blavatsky declares that Orpheus taught his followers how to affect a whole audience by means of a lodestone, and that Pythagoras paid particular attention to the color and nature of precious stones. And then she goes on to just say more things about how the Buddhists assert that the sapphire produces peace of mind. And yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. There's not a whole lot I have to say on this part. And then on the next paragraph down, they get into rings a little bit. I think is this the rings part? Or maybe
Yes.
a little later. Yeah, which I like rings. So it says Plato. Let's see. Mythology abounds with accounts of magical rings and talismanic jewels. In the second book of his Republic, Plato describes a ring which, when the collet was turned inward, rendered its wearer invisible. That's fun. And then with this, Gigas, the shepherd, secured for himself the throne of Lydia. Josephus also describes magical rings designed by Moses and King Solomon, and Aristotle mentions one which brought love and honor to its possessor.
Yes. Josephus being Flavius Josephus, who was a contemporary of Christ, if Christ indeed existed at all.
Okay. And then it says in his chapter dealing with the subject, Henry Cornelius Agrippa not only mentions the same rings, but states upon the authority of Philostratus Jarcus that Apollonius of Tyana extended his life to over 130 years with the aid of 7 magical rings presented to him by an East Indian prince. Each of these 7 rings was set with a gem partaking of the nature of one of the 7 ruling planets of the week, and by daily changing the rings, Apollonius protected himself against sickness and death by the intervention of planetary influences. And this whole page is about correspondences and planetary magic and more planetary magic, and corresponding between the planets and the gems, and how things are aligning in the sky, and how each day it's like carrying different rocks in your pocket every day that align with the planetary day of the week, in order to bring whatever sort of energy alchemy that you want into yourself, in order to channel that energy of the planet. So
and if you want comprehensive catalogs of those correspondences, that's why you buy the occult philosophy books of Agrippa. That's why you buy the 3 books of philosophy, because he lays all that stuff out in enormous detail, and it's sort of like a catalog. But it's not something that you necessarily read for fun. It's something that you would use as, a reference. Like, oh, I need Mars power. What are the correspondences of Mars? What are the herbs? What are the metals? What are the stones? All that stuff.
Yeah, and I do think there's something to it. Like, what?
You're saying that's the Agrippa? Is what you're saying?
Yes, that's what you would have Agrippa in your library for.
But you said there's 3 parts to the Agrippa?
3 books of occult philosophy, yes. There's the first book is like the Earth book, which is kind of like this chapter, and then there's the planetary book and the heavenly book, I believe. So up leveling, the different planes of existence. But that's what Agrippa's for.
You're saying it's Agrippa. What about the Heinrich thing?
Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa would be his full name, or Henry to his friends.
Oh, but how can they say? What was it? Neutral world? Oh, damn it! It's something world, divine world, and whatever world it is. Is that what you mean by Earth?
Yeah, Earth. Like, so it's just the different levels of existence, if you will.
Okay.
So the first book is like this chapter. It's like stones and gems and earth things, and then the next one is planetary, I think, and the next one is like celestial.
Okay. So just basically, if I want to go learn all this stuff about when to have rocks in my pocket, what
Yes.
colors to wear that day. Oh, no, it's true. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
keep rocks in my pocket. I showed you the meteorite in my pocket. Yeah.
I always, if I can, wear a color corresponding to the planet of the day.
Mm,
And if I can't, if I run like I need to do laundry, I try to do a usually like a shirt that is the same color as the metal of the
mm,
planet, right? So
hmm,
no, I'm down because it's correspondences. So it's, okay, here's the thing about correspondences. They are meant to remind you of the planetary power or virtue that you have resident in yourself in order to activate it.
mm,
That's the whole point.
mm. Yeah, so there is something to all of it because it's not necessarily, I mean, it can be viewed as something that you're calling upon and receiving, but really, like you said, it's activating something that's already there. And so the energy of wearing like a certain color or a certain gem in your pocket or a certain metal or whatever on that specific day of the week that corresponds to the planet is going to help to bring out that energy that's already within us. Um, because of just the momentum of the energy and the
Right.
correspondences. So I think there's something to it. I mean, I know we're kind of like correspondences, but like it's a thing.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, it's one of those things that the more you believe it, the better it works too. Not to say that it doesn't work if you don't believe it, but just that attention and awareness directed to it too just makes it all more real. Because like
Yep.
if you Friar like had the corresponding colors of Mercury on that day of the week.
Yeah.
And then somebody else did that exact same thing who didn't know anything about the occult or esotericism or anything. Like, they wouldn't perhaps see the same synchronicities, patterns, things that of the energy of Mercury on that day because, like, they're just not aware of it. But,
Right.
like, for you, you're probably able to resonate and just have this more open mind and awareness of what is happening that day, like maybe communication is flowing more smoothly or whatever the
Right.
case may be, but to somebody else it's like, oh, I just wore red on a Tuesday. Okay. I know Tuesdays, is that Mercury day?
Mercury is tomorrow, which is
Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Gotcha. I
Yeah.
don't have them all right, so that's why I didn't say it.
That's
but
right.
but
Wed-
but yeah, I obviously don't partake in this that much myself. But it's not, never say never. It's not something I wouldn't do.
Right.
And I do like that you kind of correspond like your own YouTube videos to like the days of the week and stuff too.
Oh, sure.
And the hours specifically too.
Yes. Planetary
Yeah.
hours.
So that
Yeah.
gets covered in the Agrippa as the hour part too.
I think so. It's pretty comprehensive. It is pretty comprehensive. And I'll say this too. There were some really skeptical, Catholics, high level people in Catholicism, like bishops and the like. And there was one who was especially skeptical of magic of any kind, but who admitted, he was like, if there is any real magic, it's correspondences.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
correspondences are kind of a big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Correspondence matrix.
As above, so below.
That's right. Exactamundo.
Mhm.
Yeah. So now I want these books now. I want to buy them.
They're like the latest one. So
But
there's three versions. There's the
yes,
oldest version, um, and then the next set, both of which are free on the internets.
but
Um, the
which
la-
ones to get though?
the
Which ones?
latest version is the latest, like super academic mega Latin scholar version where he corrected all kinds of things from the previous two editions, but it's expensive.
Okay.
I happen to have it because one of my great fratres in the tradition sent it to me, for which I will be eternally grateful. But just be right, yeah. Shut up and take my money. Um, I
Yep.
think it's worth it, but it's not cheap. That 3 book set is not
Mm.
cheap.
I'll take it. That's fine by me.
It's
You said
nice.
you said $300.
No, it's not $300. I think
Oh,
it's maybe 200 and some.
what's it? So what's it called again? Do you know off the top of your head?
The 3 books of occult philosophy by Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. Henry.
And
So
so, but it's version 3 or something like that.
I don't think it's called version 3. It's just like the latest version. It's the black set, the black with the gold.
Oh, like that thing I saw on Amazon.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah,
you just had it.
That
yeah.
thing right there.
No.
No.
It's the much nicer 3 volume set.
Oh, back up, back up, back up,
Pick it up.
back up. Oh, was it this one? This one?
Yes, that's the one I have.
That's the one by Eric
Heinrich.
Purdue.
Eric Purdue, yeah.
What's his? Is his Eric Purdue though?
Oh, it does? Okay, never mind.
He was the translator dude.
Oh, okay.
So that's the latest. So if you wanted to get the most up to date one,
That's the
get
latest and the
the
greatest.
get the Eric Purdue version of the 3 books of occult philosophy available on Amazon for Oh, sorry, I mean screen. Uh, I want to take me there. Click me. What's it say?
While you're finding that, I'm going to read a bit further.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
go
You
ahead.
do that.
so
This is what I, oh, two, yeah, $200, 100, yeah,
yeah,
195.15. Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Paracelsus, Agrippa, who is mentioned, Athanasius Kircher, John Lilly, and numerous other magicians and astrologers have tabulated the gems and stones corresponding to the various planets and zodiacal signs. The following list has been compiled from their writings. And here's where we get into List Town. I'm not going to read the
Yes,
list.
yeah, we don't have to go
So,
all into List Town, but like it is interesting to see the correspondences, especially with the zodiac signs too.
yes.
And I read it, and I don't know all the zodiac birthstones that, the one birthstone that people like to market and sell. But some of the ones I do know, like they got that in there, but there was also like a list of several other stones that correspond to that zodiac
Right.
sign.
Another thing worth mentioning,
Mm.
stick to one system, because if you're doing like hermetic versions, right? Like the colors of the planets in Hermetism, Golden Dawn stuff, there'll be one way. If you go and look at other traditions like, ancient Babylonian stuff, they'll have different colors and different stones. If you look at Sefer Yetzirah, the old Hebrew stuff, they'll have different colors and different stones for these same powers. So just
Interesting.
just try not to, cross the streams, because you'll confuse yourself,
Yeah.
and the point is not necessarily that there is no one true perfect system. Just get familiar with one of them. I happen to like the, Golden Dawn stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
So just
I'll
word to
take
the
a Golden
wise.
Dawn too.
Word to the wise, you will discover that other systems have different colors and different stuff.
It's good to know because that could be information overload if
Yeah.
we
Oh yeah.
just take
And
all of it, digest all of it.
and then you're trying to find the one true, answer, and there isn't one. It's just that these are ideas trying to bring you around to certain conclusions.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily truths in and of themselves. They are meant to illustrate a greater point.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
after the lists, the many, many lists, there's the magic mirror and the crystal ball.
First of all, yeah, we can finish this part, and then this is like towards the end, so we'll wrap up soon. But yeah, I'll take it over. I'll take over the little magic mirror and crystal ball. So it says both the magic mirror and the crystal ball are symbols little understood. Woe to that benighted mortal who accepts literally the stories circulated concerning them. So they're like, haha, if you believe what you've been told with this, you're a fool. He will discover, the benighted mortal will discover, often at the cost of sanity and health, that sorcery and philosophy, while often confused, have nothing in common. The Persian Magi carried mirrors as an emblem of the material sphere, which reflects divinity from its every part. This part I actually underlined. The crystal ball, long used as a medium for the cultivation of psychical powers, is a threefold symbol. 1. It signifies the crystalline universal egg in whose transparent depths creation exists. 2. It is a proper figure of deity previous to its immersion in matter. 3. It signifies the etheric sphere of the world in whose translucent essences is impressed and preserved the perfect image of all terrestrial activity.
Because it's
Right?
mirroring.
Like, yeah. I feel like you got some stuff to say on that.
I do. So I'm going to read directly from my notes.
Okay.
Right. Once again, Manly P. Hall is overcautious regarding sorcery and
Hmm.
doesn't want you crystal ball gazing or mirror scrying because it does actually carry mental health hazards for those who are not properly conditioned. You can worsen schizo adjacent tendencies if you are careless or prone to such issues. So he's he's showing an overabundance of caution. He's really got this thing about, sorcery because, and I think he's just being, in this instance, he's being careful because you can kind of, if you descend into your mind too far, you can create problems. Now, there was the Kabbalistic story of the four rabbis who entered the Pardes, or orchard of esoteric knowledge. Orchard, trees of life, get it?
Hmm.
It's a warning.
Hmm.
So, of the four rabbis who went, Ben Azai died. Ben Zoma went insane. Rabbi Acher became a heretic or apostate, basically said, I don't want anything more to do with religion of any kind. And then only Rabbi Akiva came out unharmed because his intent was to teach and help using the spiritual power he learned. So this is a Kabbalistic warning from a long time ago saying, if you get into heavy esoteric work, there are hazards. And he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's just being careful. So if you really have, potential for any kind of schizo related stuff where you kind of break off from the world and you get trapped in your own little head. Now, I say this is a person who has those tendencies.
Hmm.
So don't think I'm pointing fingers. I know that I like to escape into my little enchanted forest. I
Oh yeah.
really do. He's just saying, be careful if you're that kind of person, because you can, if there's an underlying condition, you could theoretically make it worse. So just try to be grounded. He's being overly cautious about it. I'm just saying, know yourself, know
Yeah.
your tendencies, and don't disappear into that practice. Ground yourself, balance yourself, because remember, you got four elements of yourself. You have your earth element, your air, your water, and your fire. And so this is an air issue. This is a mind issue. So if you're too mindy, if you're too in your own head, this can make things worse. So just ground yourself, do physical activity, take a walk,
Yeah.
make a sandwich,
Eat the meat.
touch
Yeah.
grass, do
Mhm.
roll with your Brazilian jiu-jitsu buddies,
Yeah. Yeah. Really.
do your
What
Wing Chun, whatever.
what about
Yeah.
ethereal?
What about what?
Ethereal, the fifth element.
Ethereal.
That
Ethereal,
so
yeah.
the fifth element would be the witness consciousness.
The spirit, basically.
Yes.
Oh, so okay. So so it doesn't count as earthly elements.
No.
Mhm.
But oh,
I know. So
Oh.
so this whole thing, like, and throughout the book, and the next chapter is in fact the chapter on ceremonial magic and sorcery, where Manly goes ape shit about this stuff.
Yeah,
um
it's a nice little segue into it with this crystal
yeah.
ball stuff. Yeah.
Now it's funny because he's praising Apollonius of Tyana, right? About having the rings that he wore to extend his life. That was all super cool. But then you get into the next chapter of ceremonial magic and sorcery, and he's bitching about Apollonius of Tyana for sorcery. So
Yeah.
he just he's overcautious. He's just trying to make sure he's being responsible and trying not to, have people drive themselves crazy. That's all.
Yeah. Inconsistent ideas, but
Mhm.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
and then that Oberammergau stone
Oh
in
yeah.
Bavaria. That I tried to find pictures of that. I couldn't find pictures. I thought that'd be really cool. Apparently, it's like a rock that looks like Jesus's face.
Yeah. Yeah, so it says it's so remarkable that even the crowned heads of Europe requested the privilege of beholding it. So even
Yes.
the queens and kings were like, "Oh, I want to see this rock that looks like Jesus's face." Um,
I want to
ooh,
rock with Jesus.
yeah.
Rocking in. So,
Yeah, and then the final, like, that's pretty much all it says. It also just mentions about meteors really quick, or rocks from heaven being considered tokens of the divine, or tokens of divine favor, and enshrined as evidence as a pact between the gods and the community in which they fell. So they're like, oh my god, a gift from God, we're special.
right.
Um,
And once again, objects falling from heaven, right? Yet again, that makes me think of like Moldavite. by the way.
Hmm.
Right? Uh-huh.
Wow. Hold on. Cat,
There.
move it. Thank you. Ah.
So
Mud.
moldavite is like a glass that is created by a meteoric impact in
Yep.
Eastern Europe.
Tektite.
A meteoric what? In these
Impact.
Yeah.
impact. Okay, yeah.
So when it hits Earth, it makes slag, and this is pretty much the slag that came off the meteor. So this thing hit Earth and made this thing, and then went. So yeah,
And produce a baby.
yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. So this one,
Once
I
again,
showed the chat. I showed them earlier, but this is a piece of Gibeon meteorite, and
Hmm.
this one came from. I forget what part of China it is, but there's more meteors out there in that part of the area. But
Hmm.
yeah, this is a sled, and the way it was made. Because like, if you know anything about glass blowing, which I did for 2 years, is that if you make glass, is you gotta temper it and it's gotta cool down at a slow rate. But in order to make that type of markings, it has to be over millions of years with like iron and nickel only made like space. The only way you can't make it on Earth is it's impossible. So that, but yeah, I got so many chunkards of freaking what is it? Moldavite. I got like 5 more chunkards of like this. And then there's also Libyan desert glass, which is another one too,
right.
which is yeah, they don't know where the hell that comes from. It's like the only way that would melt it would be some kind of nuclear explosion burst, but that kind of energy burst. But there's no where they find it, and I say Libya, is that just there's no impact of any meteorite they found so far, just the melted pieces of glass. So it's unexplainable.
Hmm.
So yeah, I collect that stuff.
Nice.
Cool.
And it's a good way to cap off this chapter.
Yes, yeah. And hello, Intrepid 23, taking notes, book club. Yeah, it's a good place to take notes. I hope you learned a lot. Um,
Dirty rocks.
and that is all about the dirty rocks for tonight. So,
Mhm.
I hope you guys that watched and stuck around for however long you were here for learned something, laughed at something, got something from it. There's a lot to take in, and but Fryer, thank you for doing a good job of just like expanding on those certain sections and bringing all your comments. Fryer's typically in the chat, but tonight he's been here with us. But either way, you're just like this wealth, this fountain of information, and I enjoy learning from you. And yeah, I just appreciate your participation in this.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was
It,
nice to have you on, so I'm sure it'll
it,
happen again sometime.
it was emotional.
It was emotional.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, good. You're welcome. Yeah, I hope that's a good thing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Absolutely.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
Advanced
was
Trance,
fun
thank you
interacting with
always
you.
too. What?
Thank you.
What
I was
did
just telling you, it was fun interacting with Fryer.
Thank
Oh
you,
yeah,
Mr.
no, it's
Trance.
cool. Yeah.
It was good times.
Yeah,
It
very good
is.
time.
Yeah. And thank you to everyone. Nobody answered your Harry Potter question in the chat.
It was just to like see what was going on in chat type of thing. It's like you guys were chatting away. I was putting away my Halloween candy. I just wanted to get with the chat. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
that's
just
okay.
it's just a Harry Potter question. It's okay. I got my Sour Patch lollipops and I'm good.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Cool. So let's see. I think there will be one more book club before the new year in a couple weeks. But I'm only gonna do one in December just because it's the holidays and
Mm-hmm.
people are doing things and I'm doing things and it's just so, and then we'll resume in January. So of 2026. Wild. So I don't know what date the Tuesday is in a couple weeks from now. My phone's over there, but I'll make announcements and we'll pick another chapter and we'll do another book club. So
Sweet.
yeah, so we're covering a lot of ground in this book. And there's still so much more to cover.
It's a big one.
It's a big book, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to everybody who showed up in the chat tonight. Let's see who's here. Quantum Jax. I don't know if you made it all the way through, but I love you. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. David Blaine, Roberto, and then Capri Fun, and Intrepid right at the end. Oh, and 7 to Don Boss. I missed 7. So hi 7. I feel like I didn't say hi to you earlier, and if I didn't, I'm sorry. So but yeah. So thank you guys for being here. Any final questions, comments, concerns, random facts, movie references that we want to make to tie back in and come full circle before we end.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I mean,
That's
but
perfect.
the scene that he said that I say is the brassiest balls ever is he has to shoot himself in the shoulder to kill the bad guy behind him. That's the part I was talking about in number 4. That's
Okay. All right.
that's epic as hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But
Well,
it's
we have
also got
full circle.
well, it's also got Silent Bob as like the hacker as well throughout the whole film.
Cool. If you weren't here in the beginning, we were talking about Die Hard movies and we were talking about other stuff, and so you kind of come right back to that. Just I provided an open opportunity, and so here we
That's
are.
right. The Ouroboros.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, I hope you took lots of notes. So I'll keep you posted on what the next chapter will be. And everybody have a good week and a good weeks until the next one. So
Yeah. And happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, and happy
Yes.
Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Yeah. Or whatever your thoughts are on it. Have a good holiday. And until next time. So